if you are thinking about making the move to the Katy area, this place is going to be one of the first stops that you're going to want to make. I love the Elyson community, and it has some great options, some great builders, and some homes that can fit nearly any budget. Hi, my name is Elyson. I'm a real estate consultant here in the greater city of Houston and the surrounding suburbs. So if you need anything about, any info about where to eat, sleep, live, play, hit me up morning, noon, or night. I'm your guy. I'm actually waiting on a couple clients to come out here to tour today. They're going to be relocating from the Florida area, and I think that they're going to find some houses here that absolutely blow their mind. So I want to give you, jump right into it, give you the pros, the cons, the goods, the uglies about living in the city of Katy, and specifically in the subdivision and master plan community of Elyson. So without further ado, let's hop into it. So first things first, if you have a lifestyle that leads you to be in the west side, northwest side, maybe you work in Cypress, but you don't want to necessarily live in Cypress, or maybe you're in one of those surrounding perimeter suburbs that are close to this side of the world, then this is an outstanding location. We're right off of 99 and 529. So you're in a great location. You can get to the interstates that you want to get to probably about 10 minutes up the road. You can get to the amenities of Bridgeland if you're familiar with everything they have up there. So that means that you're about 20 minutes from Town Lake and all of those things and the amenities in the greater Cypress area. So if your lifestyle lends you to being on this side of the world, then I would say that this is a perfect location for most people that want to be on this side of the world. Now there's a big caveat to that. If your lifestyle tends to have you more in the center of the city than it does over here, then this probably wouldn't be the best location. If you need to be more south, or if you need to be in like the Woodlands, or if you need to be in Pearland, Manville, any of those places down south, then this probably is not the best location for you. But if your lifestyle has you on the west side or the northwest side of the world, this is going to be one of the better locations that you can possibly have. Really quick, if you're liking the content, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to my channel. See you on the other side. The next thing is, because you are in Katy, you are not too far from the Katy Mills Outlet Mall, because you are in this location that you're currently in as well. You're not too far from the Cypress area, so you are next to the Premium Outlet Mall as well as the Boardwalk in Town Lake. So there's a lot of things that you can do just because of the location that you're in, and you can have tons of shopping and entertainment. So I really think that it's a great place to be for those things. The next thing, this place has a lot of splash pads, it has a lot of amenities, it has a lot of walking trails. It's not quite as big as some of the development that we see in the Cypress area just north of here. It doesn't have quite the amount of acreage and quite the amount of trails and quite the amount of walking trails and lakes and all that stuff, but it has a lot of trails back here. There's a couple parks, there's a couple basketball parks down there as well. There's some splash pads, some climb zones, some rock walls. There's a whole bunch of stuff out here that is just really gorgeous about this community. And so if you want to be on this side of the world and you're looking for a place that is amenity laced, this is one of those places. You're going to feel safe, you're going to feel secure. And I just naturally went into my next point, is that you're going to feel super safe out here. I've seen people of all different backgrounds, of all different ages, of all different races. I've seen, so many people. I saw kids playing at the park, of all different backgrounds as well. And so that's always refreshing to me as someone that sees the development of some of these more rural places kind of popping up and becoming, a more popular subdivision or master plan community. One of the things that I have to think about as just a black man in the South is just how comfortable would I be, how comfortable would my family be. And I can say that out here so far I have felt extremely comfortable. I don't get those eyes of should you be here sort of vibes. I just don't get it out here. And that's one of the reasons why I really like being out here in the Katy area. Now, Katy in itself has tons of subdivisions, tons of master plan communities where you can get this type of vibe, but as something that's brand new, it's not going to have the same pizzazz as an Elyson would. So that's really why I really love this community. And you still, with how crazy pricing is as of this recording, you still have options that are under 400,000 here, right? Which is almost unheard of for houses that are going to be as pretty as you're going to get in the Elyson area. So safety rating is great. Some sections have their own gated off communities. Those typically come with the 60-foot or the 50-foot sections. So I definitely think that you're going to have that feeling of safety. I've seen a couple women out here walking their kids. I've seen women out here walking their dogs. I've seen families just out here taking a walk, just getting their exercise in. I don't know if you can see them behind me, but they're about to just get their exercise in. And so far, like I said, it just feels super safe. And so that's definitely one of the perks of being out here in Elyson. The next thing, because you're out where you are in this part of the world, you're gonna have great school systems. And so one of the reasons why, or probably the top reason why, most people are willing to sacrifice paying such a high tax and paying such a high price to be out here is for the safety and for the schools. And if you are in a community like Katy, you are going to have outstanding schools, you know, some of the top in the nation, definitely some of the top in Texas. So if you have kids that are school aged, or they're about to get ready to go to school, or if you have kids that want to finish out their high school careers here, they're definitely going to be in good hands in the Katy school district. And you can't really go wrong anytime you're at Katy ISD or any of these sci-fairs or any of these systems that are over in this part of the world. So definitely one of the perks of being in Elyson. Now, there are not all positive things about Elyson, right? There's no perfect place to be. There's no place that is 100% and gets everything 100% right. Not everything is going to be pretty and nice and safe and also cheap, right? Liking the content, smash the like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm doing this kind of videos every week. Let's see you on the other side of the video. Right, so there's things that you just have to deal with when you're coming with a master plan community that's brand new. And the first thing that you have to deal with when you're in a community like this is that the HOA is going to be fairly strict, right? Now, I haven't had anybody move out here yet, but I can already see, just based on how organized and how clean it is, they're not really letting anybody park on the street, you know. And these are, you know, looking at some of these sections over here, these are $500,000 homes, and you can't park on the curb, it looks like, right? And so anytime I see that, I already know that you have a strict HOA that probably could be a little bit of a stickler, right? But that's something that you have to deal with. As somebody that's in real estate, I understand 100%. I live in a gentrifying area where it's not deed-restricted and you really can't control the surroundings around you. And I have one of my neighbors that has like 2 or 3 shipping containers in his yard. And it's really just an ugly eyesore of something that I have to see, even though I paid almost $300,000 for my house and it was brand new, and we love our house. But it's an eyesore of the community around me that I can't control. When you move to a place like this, that's not something that you have to worry about. You know, the only drama or eyesores you're going to deal with or have to worry about is the construction that's currently going on in the community. But once that's done, you're never going to have to worry about any of that drama that I have to deal with in the city. So sticklers on HOA, it's a possibility whenever you come to the suburbs. The next thing, we kind of touched on it earlier, is that traffic. If you have to go to and from, I would say, Houston proper, traffic is going to be bad for you. Like, it's going to probably take me about an hour to get home from here, but that's because my life is in the center of the city, right? But if I had to be out here on the west side of the world or northwest side of the world, like I said earlier, it wouldn't be a big deal. But to get back to the other side of the city, to get back to the Houston proper, you know, I have another showing later on today down in Meridiana, which is in Iowa Colony, which is way south. That would be like a 2-hour drive, an hour-and-a-half drive from here. So if you have a lifestyle that's not outside of this world and you're at the mercy of only 529, or you have to use 99 to get onto 10, traffic is going to be bad for you if you live out here and have to commute to the city. And there's no real trade-off to that. That's just something that you're going to have to deal with if you choose to be out here and have a lifestyle that takes you somewhere else. So traffic can be terrible out here. Still here, I'm going to assume that you're liking the content. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm doing these kind of videos every week, giving you the good, the bad, the ugly of what it's like to live in the surrounding suburbs in the city of Houston. Let's see you on the other side of the video. And the next thing is, what's crazy is I was here a month ago and some of these signs were a little bit cheaper. Like Pulte Homes, was their sign said in the high 3s, but now it says in the low 4s, right? But that's just a reflection of what we're dealing with in the world today, right? The average single family home sales for the greater city of Houston and surrounding suburbs is right around 400,000. So I would only expect that, you know, houses that are this big and have this much yard and are this pretty and come with the amount of finishes that they do are going to slowly creep up in price as well. And you can kind of see it, you know, all of these builders have slowly crept up. You know, you probably could have got in a lot cheaper last year had you went on the crime track in, you know, 2021, but that's not. We're in 2022 right now and beyond, right? So you're just dealing with what you got, and prices are going up. So it's right now, to get in here and to get about 2,000 square feet, you're probably going to be looking somewhere in the mid to low fours, you know, which is not uncommon for a lot of places. But over here, that's definitely a little bit of a change from what we were seeing last year, right? And the last part, and this is probably the biggest kicker for being in a place like this, is that in conjunction with the prices going up, is that the tax rate out here is also very high. I think it was like 3.7, 3.8. So to put that in perspective, if you have to have a $400,000 house just to break in and get into this market in this area, you're going to have a tax rate of almost 4%. So on average, you're going to be paying $1,000 or more a month just for the taxes to live over here. That doesn't include your other mortgage payment. That doesn't include your principal, your interest, or your insurance. So you're going to have a several $1,000 bill just to call a place like this in Elyson home, just based off of the tax rate alone. So that's the video for the day. Do you think that you can call Katy, Texas, specifically the Elyson community, home? I've given you the goods, the bad, the uglies. I really like it. It's probably my top 5 communities that I've toured for or toured with clients for so far. You know, it's just shy of Bridgeland. I think Bridgeland has a little bit more that I like, but the price point at Bridgeland is kind of spiraled out of control, and this is still a little bit more affordable to still kind of be within that zone. So what do you think? How did I do? Do you have any questions about moving to Katy or the Elyson community or Katy at large? Do you have any questions about the process and getting started with building your new home? If you do, all of my contact info is going to be in the bio below. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you have an amazing day.